What is going on YouTube? This is LA Prepper, and we're going to give you a quick home update. And man, this camera on this new phone is looking really good. It's really dark in here because I haven't figured out why this doesn't work, which is partially related to the fact that I don't know which switch it's on. The only switch I have in here is this switch, which is not in focus right now. This switch turns on the outside light. It might be connected to this too because this house has sort of Mickey Mouse wiring, but this video is not about Mickey Mouse wiring. In this video, we are going to talk about some projects I've been working on real quick. So the thing that's been occupying most of my time the last couple days relates to this, the OBD2 scanner that I just purchased, which has been working fantastically. This is a Foxwell NT301. It does reading codes, it does lifetime data, it does smog readiness. Cool little meter. I had a program for my laptop, but it's just wonderful when things in life like add up just to kind of screw you up. So my laptop battery is completely dead. I mean, I could have it plugged in for 2 hours and it'll still say 0% available. So the laptop battery is completely dead, which means I need to plug in the laptop to the car, which means I need an extension from my house, or I need to plug it into my inverter, which does power it, but the inverter is it works, but it's broken, and the fan is makes this like terrible noise. I wasn't a good impersonation of the noise. So it was either dig an extension cord out of a box, I couldn't remember where I put it, or power it with a super annoying noise. So, and then of course the laptop takes like 2 minutes or 3 minutes to turn on. Well, it feels like 10 minutes, and then you got to put the CD in, and the thing was super difficult about what position the car was in and when you hit connect to DDC and all this stuff. So anyways, just kind of a pain in the butt, which is why I bought the code reader. Freaking California, your car has to be perfect. There's all these different monitors. It's so much more than just your check engine light being off. There's all these different engine monitors that the computer's running, and they all have to be on, and blah, blah, blah. And just thank you, California, so much. But anyways, I cleaned the oxygen sensor with some of this, which is some Walmart carburetor. Well, not Walmart, it's Super Tech carburetor cleaner. It's working for now, knock on wood. Also messing around with a little bit of scratch removal. This stuff was like $3, $4. Working great on some nasty pieces of gunk and scratches that I had on my car. So I mean, if you're thinking about it, go ahead and splurge on yourself. Get yourself some scratch remover, some turtle wax. I got some primer for the upcoming project and a little bit of craft paper. Hopefully I still have some masking tape. So today we're going to work on this TV mount. Is way too high. I don't want to watch TV staring up there. I don't know what we're going to do with this closet. I think this TV is just barely, in fact, get a tape measure real quick. And I know my tape measure will be easy to access because I have upgraded my tool storage. So it's sort of funny. I have like multiple tool storage options here. We have the bucket. And believe me, I have been considering a bucket organizer, although this isn't really the right bucket for it. You need like a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket. At any rate, we have the bucket, we have tool bag, some miscellaneous stuff in here. Not very convenient because you have to dig around in this. My old tool bag, which is for the moment going to house my less used tools. So, like 2-pound mallet, extra crescent wrenches, some breaker bar, cordless drill or corded drill. If you don't have a corded drill, you should get a corded drill. Like if you ever have a lot of drilling to do, or even a lot of stuff with fasteners, cordless drills are great. My buddy bought me this Makita, and gotta tell you, I've used Makita stuff. I've always liked it, but I've never had like strong feelings about it. But this is a good little drill. It's got tons more power than my old 18-volt Harbor Freight power drill or whatever. What was that thing called? It's like Cordmaster or something. I don't know. But yeah, the Harbor Freight stuff, their cheap drills are just really not good. They have some upmarket drills. They've been really upping their electronic offerings as far as the corded tool. But yeah, so this tool carrier is a $20 Harbor Freight Voyager. I believe it's a 19-inch, and it's pretty sweet. It just gets really old digging around in this for stuff that you need really frequently. Like, let's see, boom, I need some paintbrushes. Let's get oldie but a goodie with bristles falling off this thing. So we're going to use this for some primer. It's almost too nice of a brush, actually. I wonder... Yeah, it's all right. I'll save the new brush. So we got brush, electrical tester, some chisels, safety glasses, drills, hammer, your stuff, stud finder level, pliers, end snips. Not a very comprehensive tool collection. In fact, my flathead and Phillips are sort of floating around the house at the moment. But we are going to work on that one section. I might prime that just because the blue is a little dark. This whole room is purple, obviously, and is going to get painted at some point. I sort of want to leave the closets and this stuff because I'm having a house party and I kind of want to give people an idea of, different things that they might face, like painted over light. Don't paint over your light switches. My opinion. Anyways, I still need to get a brush so I can work on some of this grout. And man, I tell you, this kitchen looks about 10 times either cleaner or dirtier with this camera. It definitely looks a lot whiter, but the grout looks a lot blacker. So the light that this thing, the auto balance on this is amazing. That's really crazy. My old phone would look like garbage in here. And we got other stuff like this. I mean, I think I'm going to paint these all white. In fact, I might need to start shopping for that hardware. That's going to be a really easy thing to do, other than the fact that I'm going to have to clean this stuff up with Scotch-Brite or, really going to have to scrub this pretty aggressively to get a lot of this grime off. But it's going to clean up great. These are good-looking cabinets. Once I get some new hinges and some pulls on them, they'll be perfectly functional and very presentable. I'm going to clean up the grout. A lot of you might look at the kitchen and say, oh, you got to redo the kitchen. You got to redo the kitchen. Well, probably at some point I will redo the kitchen, but I would much rather have it be just a little nicer looking and perfectly functional, because if you've ever torn out tile, and there's a lot of tile here if I was going to tear out all this stuff, it is a royal pain in the butt. You're very likely going to trash the top of your cabinetry. Most people, of course, if they're replacing the countertop, are going to replace the cabinets too, not, a few $100 to get some new cabinets. But the thing that always gets me about people like spending hundreds and thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on a kitchen is, even if this is an old cabinet or a brand new cabinet, you're going to have two doors, you're going to have some pieces of wood, and honestly, even this plywood is possibly better wood than you would get in a new cabinet. You might get some particle board, you might get all sorts of junk, especially by an IKEA kitchen. So an old cabinet with real pieces of wood, even if it's, sort of questionably assembled, this will clean up really nice. It'll look really nice, and I think I might even be able to save it. Now, I probably am not going to save the countertops, but, who knows? They're not in terrible shape. Some of the features, like the finishing here, it's like a little bit rough around the edges. I might be able to clean up some of that if I was so inclined. But I think once I paint them all white, clean up the grout, I think we're going to be looking good in here. I'm not sure if I want to deal with that, like try to close that in or something, but definitely need to work on that. That is horrific. And to be honest, it's going to be a little bit of a dog. I think what I might do is just sort of cut out a little bigger section, put some backing over here, drill into the backing so I can have a backstop for this edge, and then maybe two backstops. I'm going to put a little piece there, a little piece there, a little piece there, and sort of cut out a little piece and then trace it a lot better, cut it with the jigsaw, put it back in, be a lot closer. So I'm 90% sure this was put on upside down because that looks like gunk that came from the attic. So I'm gonna flip that upside down. I'm gonna work on this a little bit. This corner, some of this needs to be knocked down with sandpaper. Some of it needs a little bit more fill-in, like texture to kind of match the orange peel. I do need to get some spray texture, reminds me. And I think we're gonna work on this area. It's currently holding mops and tools and stuff. We're gonna paint this with primer. I'm not sure what the final color is gonna be, but primer will be a good start to kind of smooth out the surface a little bit, clean it up, brighten up the area. And I might attack this doorway with some primer because this thing is just killing me. Get this brown paint, and then the white paint was sort of not completely primered. Oh, and more paint on the cabinets just kills me. I mean, I'm going to paint them white anyways, but, you know, a little bit of masking tape solved that problem. So that's what we're going to work on for a little bit today. Don't have any internet still, which has been a huge drag because the internet speed on my phone is sort of dog crap unless I'm sitting on the front porch. So, all right, YouTube, we're going to check in a little bit. Hopefully that comes off nicely, especially considering these studs here. Let's see. Torch on. Yeah, so usually you'll put lag bolts in, but these are bolted to this back plate, and I don't even know what's going on with this. So we're going to take a look at that and see what's going on. Till next time, YouTube. Oh, and is this all green? Oh, this has got to go get painted. Maybe I'll work a little on this. Maybe the edges, something. All right, YouTube. Well, until next time, stay safe, stay ready, and keep prepping.